Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to D.C.X. This is episode X, and today we're joined by
Akshay.
Say that again with the mic.
Akshay.
My name is El Richie, and this is
If you need a technician job, I beg you, send me your application. This needs to be somewhere else right now. Anyways, welcome back to D.C.X. Please introduce yourself. Okay, the camera's there.
My name is Akshay. I'm 23 and I'm a data forward. Your uncle.
Sorry.
And I'm a data analyst. I'm living in Glasgow now.
Nice.
That's
okay.
about me.
Okay. And, well, why would you live in Glasgow?
Because it's just
Vile.
better.
I'm a
It's
Glasgow.
just better. You don't want to hear it, but it's just better.
To be honest, I'm part Glaswegian myself, so.
You're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen him in Glasgow?
I
live there.
I don't see this guy much in Glasgow.
I don't
Mainly
see
because
this
I
guy
don't.
much, period.
See, the thing is, you don't see me and Glasgow in the same room, don't you? Exactly. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so you said you are a data analyst.
Yes,
Please
I
tell me
am.
more about it. What made you choose data analysis?
I have my master's in data analytics. So my undergrad is in computer science, software engineering. So
Nice.
I did that at Harriet. Well, I was living in Edinburgh for 9 years. So that's how I know this fine young gentleman here. Me and him went to high school together, actually. And I met him in S4, which is like what we were. I was 16. No, I was 17.
Yeah, and I was like 35.
34, yeah.
16 marks, like 50.
Yeah.
Pushing 30, bro.
Yeah. He was walking in like canes and shit.
Yeah, I was, man.
Canes and top hats.
Yeah. He was walking around in top hats,
Nah,
to be fair.
okay, let's not talk
Danny
about my drip.
Cliffway.
Do you know the first time we went to watch a movie together? We went to watch the Black Panther movie, right? This guy showed up in a full tux cap, like suited, tailored.
Yep. And then next thing
Had
you
to
know,
represent. Had to represent my
to
people.
be fair, you had a beautiful, beautiful glow up, Dan.
You
did.
You had to, because
You did.
I can't be looking at that in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got westernized.
Oh no,
Enough.
I go so westernized. I
Do
don't
you
know.
think so?
Yeah,
I don't
bro.
think so.
So much so to the point that, like, if you talk about saving Africa to this brother, he's like, there's no saving it, bro.
There's no saving.
There's no saving it. Just
Uncle
keep
Ruckus.
taking
It's
it.
the money. It's the government.
It's the money,
He
the
starts
government,
talking.
the president.
It's
Yeah.
period. It's facts though. It's tight.
Do you think there's saving in Africa? Do you like what?
Do you think they're saving Africa?
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Just analyzing the data.
Yeah, like looking at the data. Well, okay, to answer your question, data analytics is kind of about looking at patterns in data over like a long period of time and seeing what conclusions you can draw from it. So my undergrad, my research was on Twitter, and it was during the time that Elon Musk bought Twitter. So I didn't know if I was going to get to do my research, right?
Right.
Because you have like licenses with Twitter on like how you can use the data that they give. And there's an academic license that you can apply with your uni. So any of you could technically apply. But after Elon got on, it became a lot harder to get approved for that.
Right.
So I had to use, basically my study was if you can figure out how like dense hay fever population is across the UK using just tweets of like people tweeting about like, oh, hay fever is fucking bad in like Norfolk or like Sunderland.
Yeah.
And like you can group those tweets together and be like, this is roughly what hay fever looks like across the UK if you like just looked at social media presence.
All right. Okay. So then, what do you like do from there?
You
So
can
you
map
just-
out
Okay.
everything. You can map out like what I was able to draw from that specifically was the pattern that pollen and like grass pollen and different types of pollen follow throughout the UK. And then you look at like the winds that go through the UK at like different parts of the year. And
Right,
you're like,
yeah.
okay, so this carries this through. Like if you look at if coming from the coast, if you look at how far it is, if it's a city or like a rural place,
Right.
how that affects that. And you can use that to build like a framework to be able to analyze other diseases better.
All right. Okay. So then
Yeah.
it's practically
Wow.
something that you could use. So like, let's say something comes up next year. You're saying most likely everyone's gonna have hay fever during this period of time. Okay. So,
Yeah. So
Sorry, easy.
COVID was a big thing that I talked about with my paper because it was COVID was something that, because it was such a like new thing when it happened, we didn't have a way of quickly reporting to other people like, oh, like this place is really bad for COVID right now. This place. So Twitter, I thought, could be a way of like, not scientific, definitely not, but it's like a fast access way of just telling people like, hey, me and I know like this guy, I've seen like certain people in our friend group or in like an extended group that have COVID in this area, and like we could like kind of communicate and create like a mini network of knowing like where diseases are popping up.
All right, okay, that's pretty sick. So if you were to then take that data and take all the like the Twitter stuff specifically, could you then put that into an actual like scientific report, or would that? All right, okay, so then that stuff counts then.
Yeah, that was my dissertation. Yeah.
All right, okay, so and then that's what got you. Wait, the COVID stuff or the hay fever stuff?
Hay fever stuff. I made comparisons to COVID because it was happening during the same time.
Right, I
but
see.
it was about hay fever mainly.
All right, okay, I see. So with the COVID stuff, because it was too new, that was a case where you couldn't necessarily just go based off of that.
I didn't have enough information to
Fair
write about. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So this degree of yours,
Yeah.
on a scale of 1 to 10, for anybody out there that wants to do data analytics,
Yeah.
how hard would you say it is?
If you have a background in computer science, like I did computer science, software engineering, it's kind of easy, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so
It's actually very rewarding too. I feel like I learned a lot more during my master's than my undergrad.
all right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people say some. Well, from my experience, not a lot of people would say something like that. But I think with computer, how do they two relate though?
There's a lot of coding in data analytics. Like there's math behind it. Like
Right.
a lot of the math actually goes back to what Danny does in psychology.
Right,
Because you know what I said about finding patterns in data to like draw conclusions, right?
right,
So that same thing, that same process can be applied to probability of like certain symptoms leading to certain
I see.
outcomes. And that goes straight into psychology. You could be like, this person's suffering from this type of anxiety, this type of like neurological disorders. So this, like most likely this person has ADHD because of the odds of that being the highest out of all the symptoms they have.
all right.
So the maths behind it is really similar for both of us.
Would you agree?
Yes.
You're in fourth year. Do you do statistics?
I do nothing, bro. I do waking up, skipping uni, skipping class.
How many lectures have you skipped this week?
Next question. Anyways, yeah.
They're gonna grab him. Dan, we've seen your podcast
Bro, oh my
Come
God.
on.
last year. You're in your last year. We just don't think this is for you, bro.
Guys, I'm about to drop out and do my podcast full time.
No, like I've been to like a couple of lectures this semester.
Yeah.
I think out of my 4 years at uni, which have gone by stupendously quickly,
Yeah.
I think year 2 and this semester probably had one of my favorite subjects. Yeah, because in this semester we're doing contemporary psychology, which is like topics like debate topics or like feminism, sexism, racism, like all
That's
these things.
yeah.
And we can also kind of go really, really deep and really personal. And then we have to kind of see, why is this issue a contemporary issue in psychology, or if it is. Second year, I don't know. Second year was a blur. I can't lie. I woke up, I was like, oh, damn.
Second year is the year that statistically most uni students drop out.
Nah, facts.
Yeah.
The statistics guy goes there, of course.
I didn't even clock that.
Second year's the year that.
Second year is the year that most people, if they're like not fit for or like not wanting to pursue a uni degree, that's when they drop out. Second year,
Bro,
Would you say second year is also the hardest out of?
it ramps
does-
up. Like first year is very easy.
Yeah.
I think second, third year, first semester.
Third year, first semester.
Third year,
Bro.
first semester was bad for me.
Bro, I woke up, I was like,
Uh,
bro. It's like someone threw a stun grenade at me. I wasn't ready for this.
And that seems to be across all subjects, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like engineering students always complain that their work is the hardest though.
Oh,
I have that
engineers.
experience.
Engineers have a lot of pride, I think.
A lot of pride.
They have like,
Yeah.
oh, guys, we built the flipping
Guys,
world.
what do you-
Mm. And then you've got like civil engineers that are like, yeah, we're the toughest. And then you've got industrial engineers who are like, nah.
And then it's like chemical
know.
engineers, and they're like, brother.
Yeah, literally.
Brother, please.
Yeah.
But so like, now that you're done with uni and done with your masters, how do you feel, and what do you think are the next steps for your future?
I finished uni last November. I graduated from my master's last November. I graduated from Strathclyde. I think I learned more in the 1 year that I did my master's than I did in the 4 years that I did my undergrad. But my undergrad was important because it's like laying a foundation, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like helping me understand the basics, but also I'm biased because COVID. I did it during COVID uni.
Yeah.
So,
Did you find it easier during COVID?
bro, it's horrible.
Horrible.
Like, imagine you have like assignments that you're given like weeks from now, right?
Yeah.
But they're all at the same time because you don't go to class.
Right. So you're just practically left on your
You're
own.
just
almost.
practically, when you have time away from a lecture, you're just working on a coding assignment or a report or like a literature review for a project that's like 2-3 weeks away.
Yeah.
And then you get back online and your class is just, you're sat in a Teams call with like 30 other people listening to someone talk about parallelism, and you're like, bro, I don't care. I don't care.
Nah, no, trust me. I relate to that too well.
Yeah.
So ideal job then in that case for
Ideal job. During the time I was doing my master's, I worked as an intern at a renewable energy company, a wind farm company in
Right.
Glasgow, and I was helping manage their accounts and like run like the wind farms and like helping manufacturers communicate and like all that. And that is kind of like where I discovered I think I really want to work in renewable energy specifically, and like sustainable energy. I also like as I said, my undergrad research was on hay fever, but my master's one was specifically on renewable energy and using like, I know it's a big topic now. It wasn't when I started this, but it was like using AI to improve sustainable energy. And I was doing a research project on that. And I actually managed to, there's a popular saying in like renewable energy now, which is that the more abundant sunlight is, the lower the price of like solar energy is going to be. And people always say, isn't that a good thing?
Is that not a good thing?
No,
Why not?
because we don't have a way to store that much energy currently. Because solar energy
That's just an excuse to make money, bro.
it might be, but it's intermittent. Like solar energy, unlike any other type of energy, is not, but like unlike a lot more other type of energy, solar and wind, they aren't constant. Like it's not
fair enough.
24% of it. Like it's not 100% of the time that it's going to be running.
Yeah.
So when it's dark, you have to find a way to manage the energy that you accumulated during the sunny hours of the day, and then like be able to give that to like different houses periodically
Right.
to be able to run a circuit.
So it's like rationalizing the.
And we don't have a battery for solar power that's like big enough to ration throughout a night, but also ration to a point where you can have it run for months on end with no maintenance, and you can just purely rely on that.
Wouldn't then water be the best?
It's also kind of, that's why people actually really like nuclear, because nuclear is one that also isn't intermittent, but solar and wind are. Water is one that like it depends on the current.
Yeah.
So again, that's like, it's better when the moon is out, I think, isn't that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Because the moon has like some gravitational pull on water. It's like, okay.
Yeah, man, I ain't no scientist.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, I find that actually like really interesting how there's actually these problems that no one on a regular person like like isn't thinking about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't just sit there and I'm like, bro, my TV's about to turn off. Why isn't there any solar energy at nighttime? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you guys sit there and you're like, yeah, we need to analyze the data.
Yeah.
Every day the sun rises, bro.
It goes down
And
too.
every day it sets.
Bro.
And then now, like, you guys have to figure out the challenges on how. But the battery thing makes the most sense, no? Again, you guys could just like connect something to a desert, and then you've got like a lot.
Let it run.
You know, does the amount of heat affect how much you can?
The
save, or is
intensity
it-
of heat does.
Okay, explain the difference.
Intensity as in like how hot it is on a certain point compared to how hot it is over a period of time. Like one point could be like 50, 60 degrees, or like over a period of area or like an area, it could be like 30 degrees. But like for a day, compared to for 1 hour, if it was concentrated on one spot and it was like 60 degrees, that's more powerful.
Okay, but and how much? Obviously, this probably varies, but how much energy do you think you could save from, let's say, like one point that's 60 degrees?
It's hard to say specifically because it's like, what do you use the energy for?
For a house, for let's say just
for a house, then I guess you could save. I'm not sure exactly like what number it would be, but you could
days
save,
worth.
Oh, like you'd save basically what you would spend in like a regular day. You have like an electric meter, right?
Right, yeah.
Whatever you run for a regular day, you could save that much, basically.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
Yeah.
And then you've got. Have you ever experimented with like water, renewable energy? No,
not yet. My main research points were solar and wind because they were both, as I said, intermittent. They both have the issue of like, there's an on and an off switch all the time. Wind isn't going to be constantly running. Sun isn't going to constantly like stay up in the sky,
especially in the UK.
Yeah, true.
Do you think there'd be a way to do like rain?
Rainwater. There's some kind of research for that. There's like rainwater collection stuff that I've seen that some people have worked on. There's also this really cool one called hydrothermal energy, which is where you put a sensor near like a point where, do you know what like a hot spring is?
Yeah.
Like a point where the water underneath the earth is so hot, it just like bursts through. Yeah. You can put sensors there and you can like take the heat that's coming from the earth and use that for energy.
All right.
That's a really interesting one that I want to like read more into. I haven't started that.
I think that one would be sick, but I feel like as well that one would be hard to like manage for whole communities.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a whole community probably would be using that up. In seconds, like you turn on your PS5, like all
that's
the
the thing, because like you're thinking about like solar energy. You're thinking about how much energy would you need to run a PS5?
Yeah,
who knows? I don't know.
I don't know. Neither all we know is that the bills racking up.
Bills racking.
Council tax is gonna be more expensive.
Council tax is another thing. Let's not get on that subject. It's a touchy subject, right?
It's a touchy subject.
So
okay,
like,
so yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Guys, fine. I'll do it. No, I'll do it. No, it's fine. I'll do it.
Welcome to the Akshay podcast.
No,
sorry.
Never do it again. No, but like, so like, what's your future saying? Like, what? Like, what?
Yo, where do you see yourself in life, bro?
Not like since because you seem quite passionate about and knowledgeable about this field of study.
I like
subject.
researching. I think that's kind of like me and you in high school used to like. I remember sitting in the library with this guy and just like looking up like lyrics or like some random shit on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Wikipedia is actually quite good.
Yeah, when you're in high school and you're just scrolling through it, you're like, dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, Shaq is white? What?
What?
I mean, but like now, so now where do you see yourself, or where do you see your degree taking you, or where do you want to be with your degree?
I want to work in renewable energy. I don't know exactly how I want to fit into that. It's only been like 5-6 months since I've like graduated with my degree, so I'm still kind of figuring out the specifics of it. I know what kind of jobs. I don't think as soon as I leave my master's or as soon as I leave uni, I'm immediately going to get the job of my dreams and that's going to like fulfill everything I've ever wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's like, you know, unrealistic for me to expect that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take it as it comes. I've got like a couple of interviews lined up. I've got a couple of like job prospects that I have open. And now that I'm out of uni, I have a lot more time to like actually sit down and like research and read about the things that I actually want to. So
yeah. Where would be the furthest you'd move?
I had an interview in Bradford and I have an interview in Manchester soon.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
so they're the furthest you'd move.
I wouldn't say it's the furthest I'd move, but for now, those are the best prospects.
Let's say like some Sri Lankan came up to you and was like, "Yo, we have a job for you." I don't know. Sri
Lanka's actually really, really close to where I live. Like where my parents live, sir.
Where do your parents live?
Tamil Nadu, like the bottom of India. No.
Okay, fair enough. No, but then that would kind of be quite good, innit?
That would be really good. There's also like a tech like hotspot in India, Bangalore, which is like really close to where my parents live.
Yeah, I was gonna say that isn't Sri Lanka, like really big on renewable energy as well.
They're working towards like some really, really cool ideas and projects. Yeah, I've seen some.
And then what about Singapore, for example?
Singapore is wild, man. Have you seen the laws there?
Yeah, chewing gum on the ground, you get death
penalty.
sentence.
Yeah, on site.
No, I don't think it's that bad. I have a lot of friends that have gone to Singapore, but it is like there's very, very strict rules, and you have to know what you're doing before you go there.
So I'm guessing that's kind of off the table.
What's an example? Like the strict rules.
There's like certain ways that you have to like queue up in lines for like if you're going up the stairs, if you're going down escalators, if you're like queuing at like a cafe or something, there's like certain etiquette and things that you have to follow.
Yeah.
And it's like very, very strict.
So it's like Japan kind of.
Japan's different. It's more like if you eat in public or like talk with your mouth full and like, you know, it's like bad manners things and people just look down on that really heavily.
Okay. Well, Singapore's like actually onto you.
Yeah.
So they have actual laws of how you should stand in line. Yeah, that's crazy.
What happens if you don't? You get like stoned to death.
I don't know. I don't think that happens immediately.
So everyone picks up stones.
Like, get that guy. Bro.
Oh, okay, no, that's a...
Oh, that's crazy. Like Singapore, I feel like is a beautiful place, and I feel like Singapore as well would be very big, probably really big on renewable energy. At least in my mind, knowing the truth is everything's actually a lie, isn't it? So
everything is a lie. Are you guys ever going to Singapore?
Oh, I'd love to go to Singapore. Mainly to see like the infrastructure and stuff like that.
Danny, you ever want to go to Singapore? Get off your damn phone.
I am down to travel to anywhere that is.
Would you do a podcast episode from Singapore?
I'll do a podcast.
Do you think you're allowed to
NASA.
record in public there? Or do you think you get jailed for that?
Probably. Give me your phone. Like, wait, what's the accent like?
What did you say?
So what's going on right now, right?
I know.
The mic's here bugging. I'm speaking in some racist accent.
Yeah, you.
Actually, just crashing up for some reason. There's chicken on the table.
Bro, there's
squashies.
Yo, what?
Squashies and chicken.
No, to be fair, that is. I was gonna rate it. Squashies are fire. Do you want one?
Yeah.
Can I give him one of your squashies?
Yeah, there might be like 3 left. I don't think there's any left.
There actually isn't any left.
Big buck.
There you go, brother.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Don't you worry about it.
Speaking of squashies, I remember back in Richie, you good.
Let him handle that, alright? You talk to me.
I think it's just like the.
No, Daddy, just look at me, man.
Yeah, bun him.
Yeah,
Anyways, I remember back in high school, you were heavily vegetarian.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if these are vegan or whatever. Anyway.
They are vegan, actually. Nowadays, they are. They didn't used to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyways, and what's your diet now? Like, what's your?
I'll be eating meat, man.
Pause. Anyways,
I literally saw him like he opened his like cupboard in the kitchen and he was like eating. This is the first thing I saw as soon as I walked in here. He was like telling me like, "Oh, yo, how's it going? How's life?" Just opened the cupboard. He was just like munching on chicken wings, just dropping the bones on the ground, kicking them back into the cupboard.
That guy, I'm joking.
I haven't seen him in 2 months.
2 months.
I think so. That's when me and Swapno and you met.
Oh yeah, that random car drive.
Yeah.
Sweaty session, man.
That was fun. That was fun.
Anyways, so yeah, now you eat meat. What made you? Because like veganism is like something you really, kind of veganism. It's like it's a big topic. What made you decide that you want to switch from being a vegetarian to meat? Also, why were you a vegetarian in the first place?
I was vegetarian by birth. I didn't eat meat until like 18, 19 years old, something like that. And it was mainly because of my brother. Because he also had a very similar upbringing to me. We both grew up in the same household. He did move away from home earlier because he's like 6 years older. He went to college like before I like obviously did. Yeah. So I moved to Edinburgh when he moved to college from India. And that's, my mom still continued to make like vegetarian food at home. And then when I would go out and like the rare cases that my brother was like here from like America, when we would go out for dinner, he'd be like, "Just try chicken, just like do it, bro." Bro, just try it.
Devil in your shoe.
No, dead ass.
He's like, "Don't try it."
Put the fries in the
What's
bag,
the worst
bro.
that could happen? Just fucking try it, man.
Implodes.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? What is the worst that could happen?
What are your parents' reactions to you guys
They're
eating
cool
meat?
with it now. I think they've kind of like got to a point where they know that me and my brother know what we're doing and can manage our life. Like my brother finished uni, he's got a secure job, he's living a life in Austin. I've finished uni, I've got job prospects. I finished my master's. I'm like, I think my parents have come to a point where they like agree.
Just charging it.
He knows what he's doing to some extent. So even if he's eating meat, he's still getting a fucking job. I don't care.
Yeah, okay. They've weighed the odds.
Like he knows it. He'll fine.
So like your parents don't eat meat. Was that like a cultural thing or like a religious
Cultural thing? Entirely religious. Yeah,
Okay.
my parents are heavily religious. Both entirely Hindu. I think all of us have like different spiritual and like religious backgrounds, but we were all raised in like very spiritual and religious households. Yeah.
So we get like the food strictness kind of thing like that.
Yeah. Different religion, but like it's still very spiritual.
Yeah. I think as well, like, so when you first tried meat, what was that experience?
Meat or meat? Pause.
I tried
What do you, bro? You just reach.
I know, right?
This guy reaches every day. He's like, yep, I'm gonna set a new goal today. He wakes up. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna see how much I can reach and see if I've reached new levels or new heights in life. Obviously, flipping haven't. You donkey cunt. So don't speak to me like that. Give me a slap your throat, bruv. Box you in your mouth. You know, you bomb.
Nah, go at.
You mean I'll go at?
Anyways, sorry. Yeah, what was the question?
Yeah, flipping. Okay, so what was it? What did I ask you again? Before this.
How we tried meat? Like, how did it? How
You asked me what was like the first time
you tried
I
meat,
tried chicken for the first time. I tried chicken thigh at like a Japanese restaurant. It was actually really like the fried chicken.
Yeah.
Really good.
So when was the first time you?
It was in Edinburgh.
Okay, so this was like almost recent.
2018, 19.
Oh,
I want to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, because you said okay, so
That's a while ago. Sorry.
Your parents didn't move here with you, did they?
They did. So my parents moved with me in the UK in 2015.
So what year must you have been?
S2.
S2, okay, I see.
Yeah. So I was 13 when I moved to the UK. I was S2.
Little baby.
I know, man. 2 years later. Yeah, and then 2 years later you moved to that high school from Austria.
Yeah, we were talking about that. That's good days, man.
Could you speak English before you came here?
Yeah, I lived in America for a bit before that.
Oh, what?
Oh, okay. Wait.
You know this?
No, I don't.
What are you talking about?
No, yeah, I
You
do.
lived in Austin.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't know me.
You lived in Austin.
I remember.
No.
It wasn't
I lived
Austin.
in Houston. I lived in Washington as well for a bit.
All right, not bad. Then.
Seattle. That's not the 6.
That explains.
That's Toronto.
That kind of explains because I've always like, it's been in the back of my mind where I'm like, whenever I hear Akshay speak, it's just, hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, it sounds.
What's going on,
like,
guys?
It sounds American, and then I was like, it's just Edinburgh's just filled with
Americans.
different accents. You go, what's happening, me? I'm me. And then you've got like people that grew up in the UK fully with American accents.
Yeah.
So that's why I wasn't really like questioning it before, but it makes sense. So you stayed in Washington, Houston, Seattle. Oh, so Seattle, Washington, and Houston.
Yeah.
And then you moved here.
Yeah.
But
I moved back to India and then I moved here.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. And then I moved back to India, different part this time. I was born in the capital. I was born in New Delhi.
Yeah.
Moved to America and then moved back to like the south of India, the part that's near Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And then moved to Edinburgh when I was 13.
Oh, yeah, not bad.
How was that? Like, how was it? There's a lot. Okay, first, how was it how was moving for you? Was that like a nice thing?
No, I hated it as a kid. I think all kids hate moving.
Mate,
where did you move? Tell me your story.
Bro, I literally...
Tell me everything, man.
So I was born in Rochdale.
Rochdale?
Rochdale.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which is like just kind of northish from
Angola.
Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
You're just looking for trouble, bro. You're just looking for trouble. Bro.
You don't even stretch before you start reaching.
Yeah, you need to stretch before you start
stretch
reaching,
before
bro.
you start.
Come on, man.
Bro, I've been stretching, bro.
So I was in Rochdale, and then we would move around in Manchester quite a bit. I think we moved like 3-4 times or something like that.
How many... you moved a lot as well. So like around the board, right? How many schools have you been to?
Like in Manchester alone, maybe
Just
at least
until high school finished.
until high school finished.
I'd
say like
actually
5.
Until high
5
school
or 6.
finished.
No, I'd say 6.
Wait, okay. You go first because I'm still trying to count.
Until high school finished, like
Until high school finished, yeah.
High school was the only place where I never had to change school. At
Same.
that point, I put my 12-year-old
I think-
foot down
Bro,
on my
same.
mom's
Yeah,
throat.
my parents put their foot down. They were like, "We can't have you moving anymore. We want you to stay in one place."
No, I told my mom that.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, Mom, I'm not moving school again. You're not making me move. Because the annoying thing is, like, we would move around Manchester, and like, that's just in the same city, bro. Like, why do I
Yeah.
need to move school? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then when we moved here, I moved school twice in primary school, and then in high school, I just put my foot down and I was like, Yo, Mom, I'm not moving high school. She was like, Are you sure? There's a high school across the street. I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to that high school. I've got friends here.
Yeah.
Didn't
That's the
really
big
have
one
friends
for you,
here.
isn't it? When you're a kid, you're like, I got friends here. I don't know if I'm gonna make new ones.
No, I don't think it's because I had friends that I didn't want to move. I genuinely was just kind of fed up. I was like,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I don't
fair
want to move.
enough.
She was like, Are you sure? I was like, yeah. She's like, you're paying for your bus? I got free bus, bruv. It's Scotland, mate.
I'm a youngin. Yeah.
Come on, me.
Yeah.
So like your parents left you when
What the fuck? No, they didn't.
Your parents abandoned you.
Bro, what the
Hold
hell?
on. So your parents
Bro, press that sound.
Wah, wah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I remember your parents had moved back to India.
Yeah. 2019.
2019.
Yeah, the year before COVID started. So I was 17 at the time, right?
Okay.
As soon as COVID started, like 4 or 5 months before COVID started, I started living alone for the first time.
How was
And I
that?
had to figure it all out myself. I was like, bro, how do you do a laundry?
How do I do a laundry?
Just one.
Just one a laundry. Just one boxers.
How? I didn't know how to do laundry. I couldn't cook. I couldn't like maintain a house, like keep it clean. I was living in like this weird student accommodation place. It was like, it's up near Gorgie. It's called like, I'm not gonna say the name, but like it's up near it's beep. Yeah, that's fine. Audio junk.
Sorry. Anyways,
Thank you for.
good
I used to
category.
live this place in Gorgie. It was quite close to Harriet Walt, so it was really convenient for me. And it's like this studio apartment place. They would basically rent you out like it's the size of a typical student accommodation, a bit bigger. It's a bed, a TV, a bathroom, and like a little kitchenette in your room.
No
Right.
window, I guess.
Yeah.
So kind of like a
there's a
studio
window too.
apartment.
Yeah, a studio apartment, and the washing is like you have to pay for the washing, and it's like all like local to the floor. All of us pay for like the one of those ones. I
Man,
stayed
that's
there.
just extortion.
It is, bro. I was paying what like 700-800 a month.
On
A
washing.
month
Yeah.
On washing.
on washing.
Well, no,
Like in
rent.
total,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I was gonna say,
No.
fam.
What do you mean?
I was gonna say, bro. Let's pull up right now, bro. What's that?
Bro, they must have like some Sony Adobe
Flipping
washing
gold
machine.
wash
Yeah,
detergent.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Nah.
yeah, but to be fair, that was like 700, all bills, everything. Like as a like uni student, I was like instead of having to go through like Wi-Fi separately, bit like water separately, this separately, that separately. I was like, this does everything for me. It costs a little bit more, but like, and it's really close to my uni, so it
Yeah.
made sense for me.
So when you were when your parents went back to India and you were left here alone by
On my
yourself,
ones.
can't believe your
All my
parents.
own.
Absolutely. Do you want to beat up your parents?
No,
No, okay,
really.
never mind. We're not angry
No.
at you.
They were still supporting me. Like there was during COVID, I wasn't able to get work. I wasn't
Okay,
able to
fair
do
enough.
anything. Like they were helping support me. They get on my ass a lot for like not calling, but sometimes I just do forget.
Yeah.
But it's like keeping in touch. And my parents actually visited me not too long ago. They came to Glasgow
all right.
for my graduation last November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mumsy, hey, it's that one. It's that. Yeah. That one.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you were by yourself and you lived in the,
Yeah, in the
comms.
Acom. Yeah.
but still going to high school.
Harriet Watt.
You were going to Harriet what?
Yeah,
Uni.
this is after I finished high school.
How old were you when you finished high school?
17.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, that makes sense.
Because
you
my
were-
birthday's
you were-
late, bro.
Right. Okay. At that, I don't know why I'm trying to. Like my head won't let me think that you were 17. It keeps going. Yo, he was 13 when he was left here. Like, I don't know. I don't know why.
What's when he was left?
It's like,
When he was
bro,
left on the
abandoned, bro.
doorstep. Yeah. When they dropped
when
him.
they dropped him in Edinburgh. Like no. Okay, that makes sense. So you were going to
Yeah.
Harriet what? And then how was COVID in India then?
COVID in India was bad, man. I remember my parents like calling me and talking to me about it because it was a bit more of like a politically charged thing there as well. Like people were like saying it was certain fake cases. People were talking about like, my relative, my friend of a friend passed away from like whatever disease, but it's being marked down as COVID in these hospitals to like push up the numbers. There's like a lot of agendas to a lot of sides to it. And I feel like COVID, if I had the misfortune of living in India when COVID was happening, I don't think I would have hated my life because it was so like you couldn't leave the house for anything, and it was very similar to what it was like here. Here, at least, like I had uni going, I had like friends that I was like actively communicating with somehow, and like I was able to like build a network of people that like talk to each other all the time. Like me, you, like all of us used to hop on like Discord all the time and like chat and like things like that. It's like small things, but it was like helpful in a time where you really weren't doing anything.
Why laughing?
Was he mods?
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. Oh, I remember mods, man. Flipping hell. Oh.
Who was mods?
Denzel.
Yeah,
Denzel was
Denzel gives mods. So
no, he was.
No, something like they prank called me. Like I think, like I got pranked by Denzel, Edwards. I think Ben and maybe you or Swap. Like I don't know what it was, like a prank call.
What do we do?
No. Oh yeah, so like I think they made a bot or something, and the bot texted me, like friend request, all these things. Oh, like how are you? Hi.
Me single.
No. That's too advanced.
Show me.
Well, like it was Denzel texting.
Yeah.
The bot, and it's like are you Daniel? I'm like, who the is this? I'm like, bro, I don't know. Oh, like, do you live so and so? I was like, bro. I was like, nah. Yeah.
Did he say your full address?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
I was like, he's then he said, like, Denzel Akshay. I was like, bro, who's this? Then I was like, guys, I'm being hacked. I'm being hacked.
Guys,
just bullying the fresh.
Wait, I remember this.
I'm being hacked.
Remember this. Bullying the fresh Austrian kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Literally.
That's exactly what it was.
Literally, yeah.
The bullies come out and said, he's like, yo, he's the fresh Austrian.
Right.
We want him.
Fam, the way I shut myself. I was like, nah. Then he was like, oh, it was me. I was like, I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah, that was actually. You know what's messed up about that? That wasn't even that long after we got to know him.
Yeah, that's bullying. That's straight bullying. You know what's funny? That reminds me of a prank that I done with my boy Jay from Mana and my other friend Geza from Middlesbrough, and like we bought him like a bunch. He opened what's it called? A new like gym Instagram account. So he had like maybe like 10, 15 followers. And I think he went to sleep that night. And me and Jay stayed awake. And I think as well, it was Ria as well. And we just went and literally just started buying. I found this website where you could like buy followers and stuff. So I think we bought him like 10k followers. It was nuts. Like he woke up, he's like, bro, I've got like 10k followers, bro. And we're like, yeah.
Yo, I'm
bro,
texting Jim Sean right now.
Hard, bro. Yeah.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
You go on every single account and it's like, click this link and you will discover new hotties in your area. It's brilliant, man. Pranking and
that is
bullying.
a great prank.
Bullying needs to be done sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm not an advocate.
If it's funny, it's not bullying.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like if not traumatized, like what's the point?
Yeah. No, can we stress that? Because like flipping
like trauma is needed to.
No.
He's a psychologist as well.
I'm like, I'm gonna get cancelled.
Have you studied bullying in psychology?
Bullying, trauma.
What are the effects of bullying long term on young children, Danny?
I hope not trauma.
Like, you might be shocked by this.
Yo, brace yourself. Well, so I'm gonna just not be biased. I'm just say what I'm being thought to say, my opinion. But
who's policing you here?
Government, bro. I mean, what
government? Everyone.
HMRC, but like, yeah. I mean, effects of bullying are like typical school shootings.
Whoa.
Yeah. Typical. Typical.
No, like literally, like it can
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
like murder. Like it can be really, really bad. So like
That's the first reply that happens.
the basic is okay. You're gonna bully other people.
Yeah.
Second
It's
thing,
a cycle.
cycle, or you hate yourself, and you start to develop problems like making friends, relationships, all these things, laziness, procrastination, yada yada yada, trauma, low esteem, low confidence, all the things. Then like the extreme side is like now causing harm to yourself and other people, and the one side is like school shootings.
This is the extreme of
That's
it.
like
Yeah.
like
It's
murder,
like suppressed over
yeah,
years.
like murder, and it's like
yeah.
or suicide as well.
Hurt people.
Yeah.
It's true though.
How did we get on this topic?
We went from Akshay moving,
to like
Yeah.
Akshay being
What?
left,
Yeah, me being left.
Akshay being
Yo,
left
thank
to
you.
school
Depression,
shooting.
school
Don't shoot us up, bro. Thank you.
I was gonna ask. So we went from COVID in India,
Yeah.
and then I kind of had a follow up
Bullying.
thing. Yeah, and then bullying. But for the COVID in India type stuff, did your parents or did you ever have COVID or your
I
brother?
had COVID. I was in the UK when I had COVID. Though.
How was your COVID? Was it?
Mine was fine. I feel like
Yeah.
it was mostly fine. I was called. I think the first 2-3 days are the worst.
I was gonna ask if you're vaccinated, but let's not answer that in case the government's like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, he's not, he's deport him.
Send them back to
Get
India.
him. Get him. Get him. No, but yeah,
Yeah.
did you
I
get
am
the vaccine?
vaccinated.
You
Yes,
got it.
I got the booster and like the vaccine all done here because I had to get it to travel back to India.
Any-
In 2019, when my parents moved back to India,
Any change?
uh,
You glitched a bit.
Much longer.
I'm glitching on there.
You're glitching. You're glitching a different. But yeah,
My thing was I didn't get to see my parents for 5 years after COVID happened because it was 3 years taken away for travel because of COVID. I had to get the vaccines, and then after that, I could only go back to India after my graduation was finished.
why is why so? Is it
Because I didn't want to have to like come back from India and have to like go into uni to collect my like degree and things separately, and it was
Okay,
an entirely online thing as well, so I could just do it from home.
so? Doesn't that mean you could have kind of done it from India or?
Yes, but also it made it easier because I needed my graduate certificate for applying for like my next.
I see. Right, so that makes sense, and also it's just easier that way. It's much more like in like a linear.
Yeah, but that was after COVID. That was the first time in 5 years I actually sat down with them. I actually saw them in person, which was insane.
Yeah,
Which was 2023.
yeah, man, that must have been so long. COVID was. I feel like I feel like I know for
Took
for a
time
fact.
out of our life.
Yeah, COVID was like a world pivotal point where it's like
It was a world's pause switch. Everyone just had to like sit indoors and just think about how they spend their own time. And for
Yeah.
some people, that's great. I enjoyed myself during some parts of COVID.
yeah, you had like for example TikTok then came out, which was like huge for like everyone's attention spans and stuff like that. You had like the George Floyd stuff. We were talking about the black squares earlier. Did you post the
Yeah.
black square?
I think
Are
I
you an
did, and I
ally?
deleted it. Yeah, I did post it, and then I deleted it because I was like, "Wait, no, this is stupid." But what I realized was, I think when everyone was indoors, everyone was trying to be as like possibly virtue signaling as possible. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
just wanted to. Look, I think I hate the word. It's such a stupid word, but like the word woke.
Yeah,
I think during COVID and lockdown, before and after a little bit, that was like the period of time when like online and on like Twitter, or, like Instagram and like places like that, socially it became so prevalent.
yeah.
Like it just started popping up in places you didn't even expect. Like I remember at that time, Ben and Jerry's, like the ice cream company, started posting like infographics about like black incarceration rates and like police brutality.
Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
Bro.
Why?
Stick
I
to your
know.
cream,
Stick
bro.
to your cream, bro.
And they were really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's just so odd. That was so random as well.
Yeah, you just start seeing it pop up in the most random places, and you're like, I know this is a corporation.
Yeah,
I know it's like one guy from a corporation running this account.
yeah.
So like,
I know him personally.
yeah, yeah.
No.
So at the data analytics show, like, so I think as well the word woke was like miscongrued with the word wisdom.
I think
Because-
it's a really silly word, and I don't think anyone over like a certain age has like the same definition for it anymore.
Yeah, facts. Because when I like, because I was still in high school at the time as well. Like, we got
Wait,
our
when
prom
did you leave high school, Richie? Can I ask?
2020. So,
Oh, right, yeah, year
But-
after us then. Yeah.
but what's really cool is this. So I low key, like, I was obsessed with The Walking Dead, and like in 2019, like,
Wait, the video games or like
no,
the show?
no, the
show?
actual show.
You
Yeah,
play the games.
no, I've not played any
They're
of the
good
games.
games.
But like in 2019, maybe like November-ish, like mid-November, late November, I was kind of like, yo, low key, I wouldn't mind like, you know, a little kind of, you know, like apocalypse, you know what I'm saying? And like I feel like low key God heard that at the back of my heart. And then because then
As you wish, so shall it be.
Yes, you
yeah,
wish,
no, 'cause-
Richie.
no, I'm not even joking because literally I was like obsessed with China and stuff at the time because I was studying Mandarin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I
How much
forgot all
Mandarin
of
do
that.
you- Oh, fair enough.
I forgot like 18, 19, but I got an A in it, which was
That's sick.
crazy.
Hell yeah.
So that December, like that December of 2019, that's when I start kind of like, no, not December, November, like around about the same weekish, I start hearing about this thing that's happening in China about like COVID and stuff, and I'm like, it's not that deep.
Yeah. I
Fast
think
forward
that,
like
that
5
progression was wild because we all saw it in person. We'd hear things on like Twitter or like Instagram, like, oh, there's a thing happening
Yeah.
in these parts of America, this part of China.
Yeah.
And then the post kept getting closer and closer until it was your friend, your
Yeah.
neighbor, or someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it
then
was wild to see.
And then we didn't finish. We had to stop school in like March,
Mm-hmm.
and then we didn't get to do our prom and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah,
And
no, I remember you telling me that you didn't
Yeah.
get to do your prom. Yeah.
And then that's when the George Floyd thing happened and all of the wokeness stuff, yada yada, the woke stuff.
Yeah.
And then I remember kind of sitting there like when everyone was talking about this woke stuff, I was kind of like, if you're really woke, right, you wouldn't necessarily care about what others think about you in a certain way. Do you get what
I
I'm
think
saying?
it's the
Especially when
the
it comes
way
to
that
posting
lot
a
of
black
younger
square.
people are trying to get into like leftist politics. People who are like under like the age group that we are,
Yeah.
they're trying to get into it online and they're trying to understand it from a perspective. And like during COVID, it just became really hard for them to like actually understand what was going on because there was a lot of like weird narratives going around. And I think ultimately that black square thing was just someone trying to create a movement out of probably good faith. I don't think they had any bad intentions,
Yeah.
but they just ended up doing it in such a tone deaf way. Like
Yeah.
imagine hosting a seminar on police brutality, but taking everyone to paintball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit,
doesn't
it's a
make
bit
sense,
random,
does it?
yeah.
Exactly. Same
Yeah.
thing with the black square.
Nice.
It's just tone deaf, but I don't think it comes from a bad place.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily like, I just think it was misdirected in a sense. 'cause
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of sat there and then people were coming up to me in school, during school and stuff.
That must have been
Ish.
wild because like people coming up to you in school and saying like, "Dude, I'm so sorry" or shit like that.
Was
is
it in school?
insane.
That's not, when was the George Floyd? When
That
did
was
the George?
2021,
It was
2020.
after. Might have been
So it
after.
wasn't.
I was
in-
at
It was
college.
during lockdown, I remember.
it was I remember that there was people from my school or from wherever institution I was part of at that time going, "Oh, are you posting the square and stuff?" And I'm like, "No." They're like, "But why? Like, are you not an ally? You are literally black.
Brother.
You're brother. You're black. You should be
Yeah,
posting
they were
that."
like,
And I was kind of just
"Assalamu
like,
alaikum, brother. What do you?"
I was kind of just like, wait, but why do I have to post it? I want my Instagram to just kind of like, I don't want to post anything, bro.
Also, to other people's point, there were a lot of people who used it as a opportunity to do performative activism.
Yeah, like virtue signaling. And
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah, virtue
literally.
signal.
It's like, bro,
I think that period of time online was just very bad for that. I
yeah, it's
think,
very, very toxic. Very toxic.
Like if you go back and look at like lockdown era, like TikTok trends, lockdown era, like YouTube trends, all of that. I think everyone was just trying to like fight a little bit harder for like online attention.
To be honest, I feel like I will try and make this as PG as possible because I feel like it is a reoccurring thing even nowadays. There are different things happening, unfortunately, to people. But, you know, social media has become a platform where people don't really care to spread awareness. They care more to virtual signal virtualism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's not like that people only post because I want to be looked at like a good person, but that is what it often just feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, because
if you're
because like just like to finish, it's like okay, about so many different problems happening in the world right now. Congo, Palestine, you name it.
Sudan,
poverty, this and that. Why is it that you then pick and choose what you want to post about? And when you're confronted about the other things that you're like, it's not as important. I mean, like these things is what.
Yeah. There's two sides that I feel. There's one which is like I think people who come from like a period of, I think we're very blessed in that we've grown up with the internet in a way that we've had like an etiquette lesson of like how you can interact with people on the internet and actually do it in a safe way, do it in a respectful way, and do it in a way that you don't like obviously be offensive to someone or just be unwantedly rude to someone.
I don't think you played
like
Black Ops.
Oh no, I played Black.
No,
That's not what I mean. I mean like online as in social media.
No, I get you.
Social media etiquette we have.
Yeah, I agree to that. I kind of see what you mean.
I think people who are in social media nowadays, like the younger people that are coming into it, they don't have that etiquette lesson. Really like don't. We would, if we ever tweeted at celebrities, it'd be like, yeah, nice picture, like or what, some stupid shit like that. Yeah. Nowadays, it's like, yo, great album. I saw you didn't post about Palestine. Hope you die in a fucking ditch.
Literally.
That's what it's etiquette.
Yeah. It's like it's kind of like
yo Taylor, great song. I was gonna hope you put a bullet between your eyes. Like no.
I was gonna say as well, like if you're posting something, you need to really kind of check yourself, especially if you need to check yourself in the sense that like, are you posting because you feel the pressure to post?
Yeah.
Or are you posting because you actually care
about this cause?
You know what I'm saying? Because if you actually care, fair enough that you get to post what you want on your social media. It is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But if you're posting because Margaret is posting and Josh is posting, it's like
you're a sheep.
Yeah, you're literally just doing it for the sake of safety at that point.
Yeah. And with what Danny said about like different things happening in like different parts of the world, it kind of becomes like an oppression Olympics of kinds, because it's like everyone trying to compete for like, no, I have it worse, and then you kind of have to talk about everything as a whole, and it doesn't give anything focus. You can't like selectively pick down one thing and work on it.
Yeah.
I mean, like society is the world is too messed up for people to kind of. I will say this though, people should definitely spread awareness because people shouldn't be ignorant to stuff.
Yeah, of course.
That is like the principle. But the world is such a
smart guy, man.
This guy's gonna save Africa.
You can't get anything past this guy.
He's gonna save Africa.
Nah, but like I feel like at the end of the day, the world is such a bad place that if you as a human being say you are a good person, you by definition should care about everything and everyone. That would be a burden to you because there's so much, bro. Like you open the news. So much is happening.
Yeah.
Online, happening. You ask your friend or one, something's like, bro, like it will just put too much pressure on you. So like, I guess be authentic with what you post.
Yeah.
And be honest about it, but also be honest to yourself about what you're posting. Like that's my thing, because that's why me personally, I just post whatever I want to post.
Yeah.
Like I might post about helping people. I might post about cat memes. I might post about racism. I might post about boondocks. I might post about music. Because like I don't really.
Did you say you might post about Bunda?
No, boondocks.
Oh, boondocks. Okay.
The thing is as well, like a lot of people, like in our faith and stuff, Jesus says, for example, why are you worried about the speck in your brother's eye when there's a plank in your own? Which is kind of like a take on like hypocrisy and not really focusing on yourself and your own problems. It's like you can go around posting all you want, but the brother in the corner that might be quiet might genuinely be doing something. Like he might actually, he just doesn't post about it. He doesn't want to brag about it. He just actually donates monies to left, right and center charities and things like that. But because you're so focused on why is he not spoken about it? Why is he not? It's like, bro, you don't know what's going on in someone else's life. So sometimes you just need to zip it and just
Yeah,
let people
keep
do
your
their
10
thing.
piece, you know what I mean?
yeah. Focus on yourself. Long story short.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Christian saying, but it's also that one that like you don't throw stones at every dog that barks.
Yeah, so
Is that
like
a Christian saying? I'm not sure.
there's a story in the Bible that happened where this lady was a prostitute, and she comes running to Jesus, and then everyone's like, "Yo, give us that lady so we may stone her, bro." And then Jesus is like, "Yo, hold up,
Hold on, brother.
He's
What
like,
I do?
Hold up."
Guys.
So he picks up a stone, and then he's like, "The one amongst you that have not sinned can throw this stone at her." And he's the only one that's not sinned. And he puts down the stone, and he's like, "You're forgiven. You can move on." And so that's the beautiful thing. It's like everyone has some sort of flaw.
Yeah.
And Jesus, who was flawless, didn't throw the stone at her. He was like, "Yo, I'm not going to do that. Forgiveness is bigger." You know what I mean?
Of course.
I genuinely think forgiveness and just forgiveness, in a sense, is the hardest thing to do, because killing someone is bad. Like that's like hard to do. It can be hard to do.
Yeah.
But forgiving someone is even harder. So that's why I feel like that's such a beautiful thing. And again, it's like just focus on yourself, to make sure that you're emitting that love that people kind of need at times. You know what I mean? You may disagree with people, but that doesn't mean you need to then stone them with social media comments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And things that who are you? You're not a god.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
I
mean?
think because of like this way that we talk to each other online, and the things that we see, I feel like nowadays, like the things you come across on the internet is actually terrifying. If you actually take a second to like step back and look at it, like the news every day is terrifying. Like the things that are actually happening.
Yeah, like remember the time we were in the car and we were like, "Yo, let's just listen to the radio once."
Yeah.
We switched like 3 or 4 radio stations. Death. Someone's died in
Literally.
Bradford. Next one.
Literally,
Death.
Someone's dog ran away. Like,
Yeah, I think it builds like a level of apathy where
Yeah,
you just
it
kind of
does.
become desensitized to it, and it just makes it hard for you to like feel and put yourself in other people's shoes, and that's something that's so lacking.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong. I think as well, like when these things happen, they kind of should be reported in some way, but there are good things that happen in the world that just never get reported on.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
Like they rarely ever get reported on, or if they do happen, it doesn't give as much as a dopamine rush as somebody's wife on, I don't know, dying. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's the whole point of like TikTok's algorithm and like Twitter's algorithm is it doesn't aim to show you things that are gonna keep you engaged or like interest you. Sometimes it'll throw in, and Twitter is especially bad for this. Sometimes it'll throw in something that it knows is gonna get you mad or knows is gonna like be against the views that you hold.
yeah,
And you'll like, especially on Twitter, it's so easy to find tweets like this. You'll see like 10 normal tweets, and then one guy says like something just like outrageously
like
stupid.
what Kanye
He's
Kanye
like,
posted something.
oh yeah, Kanye is bad on Twitter, man. I think what I've realized is no matter how bad anything anyone in my life says is, Kanye's tweeted something worse that morning.
Kanye recently posted Free Diddy.
Yeah, and he said
Free
fuck,
Diddy. What?
He said Free Diddy, bro.
yeah, he also said
Why?
fuck Lil Big Planet.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, what's Little Big Planet then?
what's that got to do with you, bro?
What's that- you know what I mean? But flipping,
Yeah.
the Free Diddy. There's some people saying that usually whenever he does something like that, it's because a mad album's gonna drop.
Okay, but just drop the
Just
album on the
drop
choir,
that
bro.
damn
Like,
album, bro. I'm not gonna listen. I can't. I've listened to it too long.
I don't know. Like I'll give it a listen just to see what he's kind of.
You're Free Diddy, him, a nigga from the
Free
west.
Diddy,
The first song.
Free Diddy is wild. I also don't think this is the real Kanye. I think this one's a clone. I'm gonna be so real. I think he's been
Was like,
cloned. They've managed to clone sheep.
I think.
Years
When do you
later.
think he switched?
When he was like, you know, when he was on the Jesus stuff, and he was like,
Oh,
they
Jesus
tried to
see.
clone me. They tried to clone me. They
See,
couldn't phone me. And then it's
I
like,
would have agreed with you if you said Donda, because Donda was a great album.
yeah, like the Donda era, kind of like I'd say around those times.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like somewhere around there, the brother got cloned. He's locked up with Epstein somewhere. Not saying that he is an Epstein, but we never do. Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So, if you have watched our previous episodes, at the end of every episode, we ask our guest to give himself or herself or themselves a little message for the future, right into the camera. It can be sentimental, funny, joke, roast yourself, curse yourself, love yourself, bless yourself, whatever. And just go for it and then call it a wrap. Are you ready?
This is for Akshay in the future. I'm looking at you 5 years from now, and I hope you have a better job. I hope you're content with your life, and I hope you're still friends with Danny.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been D.C.X. My name's El Richie. We've got
Akshay.
And we have
Danny Cliff.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment,
Peace out.
subscribe.
One more time for
Akshay!